Okay, welcome to 2-7% of change. Okay, so percent of change, what is this? Well, don't worry about the percent. Let's think about the change for a minute. Really, what we're trying to do is look at a relationship between the change in, like, maybe a cost. You can always think of these things in dollar amounts. Some change that happened, a quantity that changed, right? So we want to look at the relationship between that change and the original, or what we started with, right? And so the percent part, we simply are going to show this relationship, right? Show this relationship as some number or some percent, right? Some number out of 100. Okay? And we're maintaining this relationship and then showing that relationship out of 100. And that's what a percent actually is anyway, right? So the next thing we need to ask ourselves is, what is the change? Okay, well, let's rewrite it. Let's rewrite it this way. Change is simply, right, what actually is it? Okay, well, it's actually a new thing, right, minus an old thing. Okay? Like, for instance, like, I bought a phone for $300, and then after a month later I sold it and I got $250. What was the change? Well, I started with my old one. I bought it for $300, but then I only sold it for $250, right? So my change here is negative $50, right? I lost $50 on that. Anyway, so writing this as an equation, we would just simply exchange our change here, right? And we'll do that so that we don't have to think about it each time. Of course, the thinking, I think, is a nice thing, but you guys, students love to have nice little equations, and mathematicians do too, that just work every time, right? Okay, so our change, we're just substituting that here, right, is our new minus our original. So let's do an example here. So example. Okay, well, let's do this example over here. Let's say the original, or I'll call it old, okay, was $300, and the new, right, what I got for it when I sold that phone was only $250. Okay, so let's set it up and see what percent. Our question to ourselves is, what percent did this change? All right, let's try it. So our new 250 minus our old, or original, 300. And we want to see, how does this change relate to our original price, which was 300. Okay, and then and that's going to equal some percentage out of 100, right? All right, and here we can simplify this up real quick. We're going to have negative, sorry, not 300, but negative 50 left over, right? Negative 50, we did that above, over 300, okay, is going to equal some percent out of 100. And you guys can kind of see what that is. We could, like, divide by 3 on the top, on both sides of the equation, top and the bottom if we wanted. But, check this out here. So let's do our cross multiplication. So we'd have negative 50 times. Remember to cross multiply. When you have proportional equalities, we can do that cross multiplying. Okay, so and actually, let's call this some, like, variable, maybe p for percent. P. Okay. So negative 50 times the 100 equals 300p. Okay, well, we can just do the multiplication. That's easy enough, so let's do that. That's going to be negative 5,000, right? Equals 300p. Divide by 300. What's happening to p? It's being multiplied, right? So we're going to apply inverse operation of division. Okay, and p is equal to negative something. All right, you can just pop that in a calculator if you want. Maybe you can do it off the top of your head. Divided by 300. That's 16.0 it looks like 0.6 repeating in my calculator, so let's just write it that way. And what percentage is this? Let's write it as a percentage, and we need to write it, since it's a kind of a problem that represents real stuff, we can write it as a sentence. So let's see what we have. 16.6 repeating percent, okay, is our final answer. And yeah, we could say the product, right, changed, I'm running out of space here, by blah 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 percent, right? 16.6 repeating percent. Okay, let's move on to one more example. Let's check this out. Okay, Steve wants a Gibson ES335 guitar. The guitar was discounted by 15% to $2,100. What was the original price? What was the original price? Well, let's remind ourselves our equation, our formula, right? So we have our new minus our old. I'll just use new and old if that's all right. Over the old, right, is equal to some percent out of 100. All right, so let's find this information, right? Find this information. Well, there's a percent. We could see that one first. I do want the ES335 because it's an amazing guitar, but we'll see if I can afford it. What else do we have? We don't have our original, right? What was the original? That's our red one, right? So we don't have that. So let's let it equal maybe, I don't know, X. Sure, why not? Okay, and then we do have the new price, right? It was discounted, so it changed. The price changed to this price, the 2100. Okay, so let's throw this into our equation. So this is the new equals 2100, right? And here we go. So 2100 minus original. I don't know the original yet. I'm trying to find it. So over X also. Don't get freaked out at this point. Remember, it's going to be the same kind of steps. And then we had 15% out of 100, right? 15 out of 100 is 15%, right? Okay, so now we can follow the same steps, but we're cross-multiplying. We're just going to have an X on both sides of the equation. That's totally cool. That's not going to change anything. We just have to do maybe one more little step, okay? So let's cross-multiply. And then, oh, notice I didn't even explain, but watch out. When we cross multiply, we're multiplying this whole thing up here times the 100. So we have 100 times 2100 minus X, okay, equals 15 times X. There we go. All right, so you guys are probably seeing this immediately. We are distributed property. So we've got, how much is that? 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, right? And then minus 100x. I will tell you the honest truth, I did this example once already and I forgot to distribute and I got x and I got this weird number. It didn't work. So here I am working it one more time with you guys. Okay, 15x on this side. Okay, so we can combine like terms across the equal sign. Okay, these guys across the equal sign by applying inverse operations. So inverse of a negative, right? Additive inverse here is positive 100x on both sides, plus 100x. Okay, and let's simplify this up. Let's see what we have. 210,000 equals how many x? Okay, 115x. All right, now we have multiplication, so apply inverse operation. We're going to divide 115. Divide 115. Okay, and then here's where you can just throw it in your calculator or whatever else works. 21 4 zeros divided by 115. All right, so what's the total cost? X equals how much? And this is dollar amount, right? So 1826 I'm just reading this right off of a calculator, so and I'm rounding up to 0.09. And then again, this is a real problem with real. These numbers actually represent stuff. When they do, you have to write the answer as explaining, right? Explaining what we just found, right? So the original cost was, right? We have to write a sentence for these guys. Was this amount, so 1826.09, and that's it. Alright, I'm going to try to knock one more problem out really quickly. Okay, here we go. So we've got new minus old over old equals percent out of 100, right? That's our formula. Okay, so let's do it. MacBook Pro costs. Okay, it costs this much money. So that is what? That's our old. That's what it does cost normally. Okay, and then something's going to happen to it. Okay, so I'll put that right in. Okay, and we could put it over here. Old equals $12.99. Good. If the sales tax is, look, so what's going to happen here? 7.5%. 7.5% out of 100. Okay, what is the total cost after tax? Okay, what was the total cost after tax? Or what was the new price, right? The new price. What was the new price? If we took the new price, subtract from the old, we're going to get some percentage of tax that was added, right? So let's see what we get. Okay. Again, cross multiply, and keep your parentheses if you have any groups of stuff. And new, we didn't even put it in, but we're going to have like an X. So let's put that because we don't know the new one. What is, right? What is the total cost? Okay, so this is 100 times X minus $12.99. Okay, equals, the other side we're going to get 7.5 times $12.99. Okay, so this is a calculator world. I mean, we can do this, but let's not. Times $12.99. What is that? That's 9742.5. Okay, and on this side we're going to get. Don't forget to distribute. Distribute 100x minus $12.99 with 2 zeros, right? Okay, here we go. Let's do inverses now. Additive inverses first. Plus $12.99, 2 zeros. Let's see what we get left over here. 100x equals plus. This is a big number. 13964. I'll round it to even dollars. That's a 9. 149,643. 139,643. Divide by 100. And x equals 1, 3. Remember, if we divide by 100, we simply move the decimal place 2 spots, right? 1396.43. There we go. And we just tell me, in a sentence, what is this thing? All right. Total cost after tax. After tax, the cost is $1396.43, right? Okay, so there we go. We can use this thing for all kinds of different percent changes and taxes and different kind of stuff like that, discounts, right? All right, enjoy it. Have a good day.